Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. The case we're going to be talking about today is about a very sweet 8-year-old boy named Michael Millett. Before I start the video, I have to put out a warning because this case is heart-wrenching. It's absolutely horrific. It just happened this Monday and the family is completely heartbroken and traumatized. We're going to be talking about animal attacks. As parents, we always teach our children to stay away from animals that we don't know. It can be so dangerous. And I have no doubt in my mind that this family explained all the dangers to their children as well. But Michael, he was just an 8-year-old boy and he loved animals. I promise you, when you hear about this case, you just want to grab your children and explain the dangers to them just one more time. So if you're ready, let's do this. This Monday on January 13th, 2025, 8-year-old Michael, he was out with one of his friends driving their bikes. They were just driving around the neighborhood. It was a beautiful, perfectly normal day, and the boys, they were having a great time. About 5 p.m., they were driving very close to the entrance of the subdivision of Berry Ridge. Michael, he loved animals and he spotted 2 dogs just roaming around the neighborhood, minding their own business. There was no owners, they were not on leashes, they were just running around. Michael was so excited when he saw the dogs and he really wanted to pet them. So he got off his bike and he walked over to the dogs. It was a 70-pound Pittbull Terrier and the other dog was a mixed breed. To begin with, the dogs, they really seemed to enjoy Michael's love and attention. And Michael was so excited and he was just petting the dogs. But in a split second, the dogs became vicious and violent and they attacked Michael. Michael went into complete shock and panic mode and he didn't understand what was going on. He screamed for help and called out for his mother, and she heard him very loud and clear. She ran outside, and when she saw what was going on, she ran over there, hitting and kicking the dogs away from Michael. Without a second thought, she jumped on top of Michael, trying to shield him from the dogs. And that's when she realized that Michael, he was no longer breathing. She was screaming for help and for people to call 911. The people in the community, they heard her cries for help and they came running. While some people, they were calling 911, other people were trying to perform CPR on Michael. But unfortunately, Michael, he could not be saved.
The boy that is being attacked, he was screaming for help and I pinned him down on the ground and they're biting him. He's not moving and he's not responding. She's on top of him. It's her son.
In all my years of policing, to listen to that 911 call and hear Michael's mother in the background when she dove on top of him to stop the attack, screaming, "Somebody help me, my child's not breathing," it strikes to the core of who we are as human beings.
When the police arrived, the dogs, they were still roaming around the neighborhood, just watching all the commotion. When the police approached the dogs, they were walking away. The police officers, they actually had to chase the dogs, and they actually managed to get the dogs back into the property where they belonged. But to the police officers' surprise, the gate to the property was completely open. It was wide open. So the dogs, they could just come and go as they pleased.
I have the 2 dogs running towards the front gate, like 2 pit bulls. Next unit on scene, can you shut my truck door? I'm chasing the dogs down the street. I'm trying to stay with them. Hey, 20, I'm down the dirt road with the 2 dogs ahead of you. She's with the kid. You know whose dogs these are?
Get back! Get back in your yard! Get back in there! Get back! Even though that's not fenced, and they can make it through this, so keep that in mind.
Hey, back up! Hey, Graham. We can lock this in.
On the other side of the shrubs, it's all open to the
Get inside the house until you get them actually.
Yeah, hey, either hop in the truck or go inside that house, one or the other.
Hey.
That way, Becky. Go back over the because at least I'm going after it. Good boy. Good
The police officers, they closed the gate and then they called animal control. Their dogs were taken in a humane way into quarantine where they are now being held. Then they called the owner of the dog. Her name is Amanda Bailey Franco, and as far as I know, she goes by the name Bailey. She was not even in the area, she was not even close by. But when she came back, the police told her about what happened and that they took her dogs into quarantine. This woman, she is refusing to work with the police. She's not cooperating whatsoever. When they checked out who this woman was, it turns out she has a very long, very serious criminal history.
The owner has a significant history. A lot of it has to do with she's on supervised weekly tests. She's been arrested for possession of for battery, domestic violence, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, attempted aggravated assault with a deadly weapon with the intent to attempted battery, cause bodily harm or disability, possession, possession of prescription controlled substances, possession of drug paraphernalia, violation of probation.
The medical examiner, he performed an autopsy on Michael, and the results of that autopsy is heart-wrenching, it's heartbreaking, and it is devastating. It is so scary. Michael, he had 12 very serious bites on his body. The dogs, they had broken his left leg, and they also broke his neck. It was very vicious and very, very violent. Animal control, the medical examiner, and the sheriff's office are now working together very, very closely. The sheriff's office, they want justice for Michael. They want this woman to be held responsible for the death of 8-year-old Michael Millett. Every single wound that Michael had on his body has been swabbed for DNA because they want to be able to prove that these 2 dogs are the ones that unalived Michael, and then they want the dogs destroyed. So Amanda Bailey Franco, she is facing some very, very serious charges. I believe the sheriff when he said he wants justice for 8-year-old Michael and his family, and I have no doubt in my mind that justice will be served. This woman, she didn't have any control of her dogs whatsoever. She just left the gate open to the property so the dogs, they could come and go as they pleased. It also came out from some of the neighbors that the dogs, they actually unalived a lot of chickens. There's also been a lot of cats that was unalived, and they don't have any proof, but they are quite sure that the dogs are behind the unaliving of these cats as well. These dogs are dangerous. How is it possible that she just leaves the gate open? She must have known that these dogs, they were vicious and violent. And the neighbors also said that these dogs, they've been roaming the neighborhood without the owner or leashes for weeks. They were terrified of these dogs. I can't believe this happened. This should never have happened. Never. Michael was 8 years old. He didn't stand a chance. The sheriff even said that even if Michael tried to get up and run away from the dogs, it wouldn't be possible because they broke his leg. I'm a grown-up person. I live in Turkey. We have a lot of street dogs. And when you meet the dogs at night, or daytime for that matter, sometimes they're walking in a pack, like 5-6 dogs together. They are chasing people just walking on the street. They're chasing scooters. They're chasing cars. There has been reports of them attacking people here. It's terrifying. I remember one time I was out grocery shopping, and on my way home on my scooter, I had 2 shopping bags on my scooter, and I was just driving home nice and slowly, just minding my business. And when I turned a corner in the end of the street, I saw 2 dogs standing there. I decided, you know what, I'm not going to show them that I'm scared of them. I'm just going to drive by them nice and easy. As soon as I was about 1 meter away from the dogs, they started chasing my scooter. They were jumping up trying to bite my legs. I must have looked completely crazy. I put my legs up on the steering wheel like while trying to control my scooter. I have never ever been driving that fast on my scooter. I was in complete panic. The dogs were chasing my scooter on each side of the scooter, and I think they chased me for about 200 meters. And then they stopped. But I swear to God, my heart was pounding. I had so much pain in my stomach and I was shaking. I was terrified. And I'm a grown person. I'm an adult. Can you imagine how an 8-year-old boy would have felt? He would have been terrified. I hope Amanda, she's gonna be held 100% responsible for this attack. It cost a little boy his life. My heart and my prayers, they go out to Michael and his family. I can't even imagine what they're going through. And Michael's mother that witnessed her son being mauled to death by 2 dogs. It's heartbreaking. I am so sorry for your loss. I'm very, very sorry for your loss. And I hope and pray that justice will be served sooner than later. So that's it for today's video. I want to thank you for watching, and until the next one, take care and stay safe.